Well, this video for a Honda CR-V. This is a 2.2 i-DTEC EX automatic. It's covered 88,000 miles and has been fitted over and above standard equipment with the roof bars you can see on top and the side steps on the car as well. Just to go around the car for you, finished in a really beautiful colour. I've got one of the CR-Vs in this colour. It looks absolutely fantastic on the car. But I'll just go around it for you. Just go to the bonnet first. Really good condition. I can hardly see a stone chip on there. There'll be odd sort of one or two sort of minuscule little ones on there. Headlamps and fog lights completely intact, no cracks, no condensation or otherwise in there, and the same on the offside here as well. So go on the offside of the car. Rear front offside wing absolutely spot on, there's no marks on there. Front wheel, alloy wheel completely unmarked, can't see any marks on there. The car benefits from a full set of Dunlop Grand Treks with loads of tread, obviously quite recently fitted and really high quality branded tyre. But the panel works really good. It does belie the miles the car's done. Just squat down on this side so you can just see just how clean it is down the flanks. I can't really see any indentations in there, any car parking dinks or otherwise. Rear wing, rear wheel, again alloy completely unmarked, no corrosion, no scuffing, and again tyres just like new on there. Come around the back of the car, you can see there it's fitted with the high level rear spoiler, which completely changes the stance of the car. I think it looks fabulous on the vehicle, especially with the roof rails, just gives it a nice busy look about the car. Coming around the back, obviously everything's colour coded on these later i-DTEC CR-Vs. And then near side of the vehicle, again really clean and crisp. Can't really see any marks on there. I'm just going to try and get down nice and low. It's pretty much mirror smooth there. Again, any marks on the paintwork are just tiny if you can find one. Near side rear wheel and tyre, absolutely superb condition. And again, all the panel work really top order. There's one or two very light marks just here. See, the near side of the vehicle will always get the majority of them, but they are very small and very much in keeping with the age and mileage of the car. So final wheel and tyre, again, alloys absolutely superb. But overall on the outside, you'd have to say it's way above average condition for the age and mileage of the vehicle. Coming into the boot area of the car, absolutely massive boot on these CR-Vs. I've had loads, so I know these well. Nice to see it's come with its full complement of factory fitted bits in the back of the car, which can quite often go missing. So you've got the parcel shelf cover, tonneau cover there, you've got the middle shelf here as well. I don't really put mine in, to be honest with you. Basically you can if you want. This area here is shaped exactly the same as this here. You can just drop it down on there and it just acts as a cover. But it's been kept in really very nice condition in the back here. The boot can be extended even further by just pulling the front seats forward on rails, so you can absolutely make it absolutely enormous. Just coming to the back of the car now, near side rear door card, again really lovely condition. Absolutely huge amount of rear leg room in these cars, and really are fabulous family cars. Very comfortable seats. Rear seats on the CR-Vs, little tab up there. Pull that up, you can actually change the angle of the headrest, the backrest there as well. And as I said, underneath here there is a bar. You can pull that up and pull the seats forward about to that point there. You do it on both sides. But it's been kept in very nice condition. There's only sort of a moderate amount of wear in the car itself, but the leather work is very good indeed. So coming to the front of the vehicle now, again all in very good order. Again, as with all these later ones, they've really toughened up. This area here used to sort of wear quite easily on the earlier generations because it's painted. It's now textured plastic, and they last the test time far better. Sill area is all really good. Obviously electric seat on the driver's side on the CR-Vs, on the EX spec, and then the actual seat itself in fabulous condition. It really is. And so again, any wear is sort of very minimal. And again, passenger front seat in super condition. Part of the EX pack, obviously you get this lovely big glass panoramic roof. If it's a boiling hot day, you want to block out the sun, literally just press a button there to close the blind. And then on scorching, days like today, a bit duller maybe, just press a button there and she opens up. Alright, so inside the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through. Just to pan around the dashboard, so it's all in really good order. It's a later version, so in this little cubby hole here, if I can stop the camera shaking, you've got a little USB lead in there, so you can plug in your iPhones or otherwise and play your music through the stereo and charge your phone as well. Again, EX spec, so you've got this. I'm just going to close the blinds to take away some of the reflection there. So you've got a fully functional sat-nav system on the car. So if I pop that into reverse now, oops daisy, you get a lovely crystal clear rear parking camera as well. But everything works absolutely perfectly. Ice cold air conditioning, so dual zone controls there. See, automatic gearbox lever, again all in perfect condition. Come down here, centre storage area, got heated seats on these, press a button there, they all work absolutely perfectly. Coming across, we've got the multifunction steering wheel, and just above those you've got auto lights and auto wipers. So on the steering wheel we've got audio top left, cruise control top right, information display bottom right, and then voice activation and Bluetooth on the bottom left there. Just pan into the dashboard itself, you can see 88,795 miles. As I say, the engine is running, as you can tell by the rev counter, and no warning lights on the vehicle at all. But it is in very good condition in here. Obviously power folding mirrors on the CR-Vs, just to show you, all working exactly as they should. Just quickly show you here, we've got the full owner's manual pack set, including the navigation system manual, lock and wheel nut key there, and its own little pouch there, which is quite cute to keep it there so it's rattling around and annoying you. So finally, just coming to the service history for the vehicle, we've got 7 stamps in the book. I think all but one, for some bizarre reason, done by Honda dealers. Frank Whittle, Derby has done pretty much all of it. They became Lookers Honda actually after a while. So sorry, Lookers Honda at Frank Whittle Road at 11, 24, 34, 47 and 61. Then an independent garage at 74,000, and then back to Honda at 87,000. That was just in April this year. Right, this is a road test video for a Honda CR-V. This is the 2.2 i-DTEC EX diesel, and it's the automatic version. The registration of the car is OY61WHU, and the mileage at the start of this brief road test is 88,788 miles. The reason we do the videos is basically we're selling to people from all over Europe and the near continent, and we want people to see the cars in operation prior to them come to see our cars, so you can see if there's any issues which I can relay back to you. I will also do the road test on exactly the same roads as you'll be doing it yourself, so it'll be a genuine feedback and something you'll then be able to experience and compare when you came down and saw the vehicle, or come down and see the vehicle rather. What I try and do in the videos is basically do exactly the same as you'll do yourself, and I'll just go through them one by one for you. So starting with the engine, obviously this is the 2.2 i-DTEC engine, the later version of the Honda diesel. Given the service history of the vehicle, which is extraordinarily good, you know, pretty much all Honda, you know, it comes as no surprise to know that the engine starts. First turn of the key, starts and settles to a very even, very subdued idle. It's rock steady, there's no vibrations, there's no strange noises coming from the engine at all. It pulls really sweetly, loads of oomph and grunt to it. As I said, it's, you know, there's no warning lights relating to the vehicle at all. It's pulling through the rev range very cleanly, very sweetly, so there's no issues with that at all. Engine then drives through the automatic gearbox, and this originated from what I believe, or from what I've been told certainly, from the Honda Legend actually. So it's been designed to take, you know, huge amounts of power and torque, certainly compared to the petrol engine auto. You know, reason being this, obviously Honda wanted to kind of over-engineer the vehicle to ensure there was no issues, and we have sold a lot of these, and the Accord Auto, which uses the same automatic in their diesel, and it's a lovely gearbox, very smooth shifting, incredibly robust and tough. We've never touched one, but the quality of the gear change is very, very good indeed. It's quite quick changing for an auto, but there's no sort of clonks, bangs, delays. And you know what everyone should do with any gearbox that's done, especially in automatic, any kind of mileage, just pop it into neutral, just plop it into drive and straight back into neutral and reverse. Just see if there's any delays, any kind of clonks, bangs, or otherwise that shouldn't be there, because it'll manifest itself most notably at those. But there's none. It's yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful example. So I'm just going to pull over a sec. So in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, engine, gearbox, you're not going to fault it in any way, shape or form. Brakes on the vehicle, touch brake pedal, rock solid, nose dives down, dead straight and even, no pulls, no pulsing on the brake pedal, no sort of grinding from the pedals either. It all suggests that everything's in very good order underneath. Steering of the car, track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibration coming back through the steering wheel at all, and there's not a hint of wear in the steering. I've had loads of these, so I'm sort of well versed probably to judge any wear on them, but they're beautifully engineered, and so the steering is lovely and direct, much more so than you'd expect for a four-wheel drive and a relatively tall car. But there is no discernible wear in that I can feel in the steering at all. Obviously there's no vibration there, but what I'm also looking out for is things like kind of a little bit of looseness, a little bit of play, which wouldn't affect the safety of the vehicle, but it just shows that there's a bit of wear in the car, but there is none. And that would be things like ball joints, track rod ends, that kind of thing. Likewise, the suspension is going about its business really well. Very, very comfortable car. Rides the bumps in a very composed manner. Some said that the road going to go down here is diabolical, so you'll probably hear it banging over bumps because it's like the surface of the moon. But there's no discernible wear in there at all. It's got no, again, as with the steering, I'm just listing out kind of little aftershocks, kind of little tremors, where you might have something like an anti-roll bar link or a ball joint, or some bushing in the suspension that's deteriorated over the years, but there's none. It just has a wonderful feeling of solidity. It rides really, really, really well. So in essence, all that's in superb order. Again, as I'm driving along, just listening out kind of wind noises that shouldn't really be there, where you may get sort of a badly fitted windscreen or a parasail. But again, it's all very quiet and subdued in here, exactly as it was intended to be when it was first manufactured. Just a quick pointer on the four-wheel drive system. Obviously this uses what Honda refer to as intelligent four-wheel drive. Very, very clever system. Basically Honda worked out very quickly that 90% probably at least of all four-wheel drive cars are not going to really do any off-roading at all, apart from maybe across a camping site, or park up in a grass verge now and again, country fairs, that kind of thing. So a lot of the energy that four-wheel drive requires, it is required to sort of run the car, is wasted. But this runs basically as it will do now in front-wheel drive, as you'll find in virtually any normal car. It's only when the front wheels start to slip, maybe with a bit of ice or mud, that it automatically brings in the rear wheels and then disengages it as soon as it realises it doesn't need it anymore. It's a brilliant system, works absolutely fantastically, and I've towed some pretty heavy caravans with mine across some fairly muddy fields, and I've not even come close to getting stuck. I've been through snow, everything, so it's a very, very efficient four-wheel drive system. But what that means is, by not running in four-wheel drive, you're minimising frictional losses, so you're using less fuel. Notably, things like tyre wear is very even indeed, and far less aggressive on the tyre wear when you compare it to permanent four-wheel drive systems. And in terms of reliability, we have never, ever, ever touched the four-wheel drive system on these vehicles, and we've sold in excess of 1,000 of these cars now, and we've never touched one. So it's they're incredibly durable. Just coming to the inside of the car, not been valeted yet, so it's due a valet, and it's all in very, very good condition apart from just needing a clean. Very high quality plastics, beautifully assembled, does not squeak or murmur as I'm driving along from the interior trim. Nice, big, easy to use sat-nav system, you know, very high up. As I said, it's really nice in this day and age where everything's kind of overcomplicated. To find things as nice and simple and easy to use as these. Obviously, you pop it into reverse, you've got a crystal clear parking camera as well on there. Press the button there, and it opens up, gives you then access to the CD player. Just press close, and obviously it closes over for you. But that all works perfectly. Air conditioning's on now. Exterior temperature's 23 degrees. It's a lovely warm day, and that's ice cold air coming out of the air conditioning system. So that's all in fine fettle. Obviously, dual zone climate control. Again, really simple to use. Nice, legible display, and it's just, again, just wonderfully simple, beautifully engineered. Coming across the dashboard here, again, typical Honda fare. You know, big, bold, nice, legible dials. There's no pixelation on any of the displays. Every display works exactly as it should. Temperature gauge running at a third of the way up, which is spot on for a Honda car, petrol, diesel, or otherwise. That's exactly where they should be. Multifunction steering wheel feels absolutely fresh in my hands. It just, you know, there's no discernible wear in it. All the plastics, even the kind of volume control, which is the one that, if it's going to have any wear in it, it'll be on that one. There's nothing. All the painted surfaces are in super condition. I have to say, I mean, every button I've pressed has worked exactly as it should. I found nothing on the vehicle that doesn't work, you know, as it's intended. You know, when, you know, the reality is, if you're looking at this car, you may just be a Honda person, which is fantastic, and I can understand why. Or you may be someone that's sort of cross-shopping against things like, you know, the Volkswagen, you know, BMW, perhaps Audi, you know, that kind of thing, the Toyota RAV4. The reality is, in the real world of motoring, these are so much more reliable than those manufacturers. We just don't have the issues, which is why we don't sell, you know, X3, X1, certainly not the Volkswagen stuff. You know, they're great when they're new, when they're under 50,000 miles, but with a few miles on them, you know, we have the 10 years of data which shows why we now cannot sell those manufacturers on this age of mileage, because it'll lose me money basically, and it'll frustrate the new owner. The Hondas, you know, they clearly will have a problem from time to time over the years, but they are very few and far between, given the number of CRVs I've had and the lack of problems. And it's my own money, so I'm as tight as it can possibly be when it comes to money. You know, that's why I run these things. On top of which, you're driving a car that drives absolutely beautifully. You're not compromising dynamics in terms of how the vehicle drives. You know, it's a wonderfully engineered car, chassis-wise and engine-wise. But it's also a brilliant family car. You know, with in the back you've got a huge amount of leg room, absolutely massive boot area. You know, it's a very, very, very comfortable car, and it makes an ideal sort of family car for family use. Basically, that brings us to the end of the video. If I've missed anything on the video, then please don't hesitate, do give us a call, and I'll answer any questions you may have. But all I can say is, if you're coming any kind of distance, you'll be absolutely thrilled to bits with the drive of the car.